All right, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? Just want to make sure my mic sounds okay. Can you guys hear me all right? All right, good morning, guys. Can you guys hear me okay now? Just want to make sure. All right, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? Just want to.
Yeah, we can hear you, Carlos.
All right, excellent. All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great long weekend as we were off Fridays. So let's get this week started today. We have our challenge starting today as well. So Norm is going to be a little bit silent today. He's going to be working on some things in the background. Make sure that's all going nice and smooth. So all right, guys, let's get started. Let's see what we have today. Not much going on our gappers list. We only have Billy. So let's look what the SPY is doing this morning and see how we are starting the week. So let's get in here so we get our engines cracking. Getting back into the groove after a nice long weekend. Hope you guys enjoy with family and friends. All right, so the SPY is kind of heading towards the downside a little bit here. Had a couple of days where we got some red days making newer lows after having this little nice pop over here over the 291 or so, getting close to the all-time high. I think not the all-time high, but the high of the last 52 was over here, right? I'm not sure if that's the all-time high or not, but 293 is the high from a couple of months ago. So again, we're pretty nearing those highs. But right now it looks like we're kind of taking a little turn towards the downside here. Just want to remind everyone the challenge is starting today. So you still have time to sign up today. This week starts a simulation week. And then on next week, we start the actual challenge. And you have all the way until Monday around noon or so to sign up. But don't wait that long. If you're going to sign up, do it now so you can get in your practice week. If you do it at that time, then you're not really going to get your practice in on Dash Trader Pro. All right. So let's get into here. So not much to watch today. You could tell it's really a Monday. Let's see what Billy's up to. Then we'll definitely need your help today to find stocks in play the way this is starting out. So let's look at Billy. Billy right now, it is down 3.4, 122,000 shares traded so far. I do not have shares for short. Not sure if you guys do. But looks like it's in play today. It's got a little volume, very choppy daily chart though. Look at this chop. So sometimes I get the questions asked a lot. You know, how do you determine what's a good and what's a bad daily chart? Well, this one is a very bad daily chart. It's not, it seems very choppy, just kind of chopping up and down. Let's see if it has a time where actually traded well. Yeah, it doesn't really have a time where actually traded pretty well. Even here you kind of have some momentum going, but again, just does not trade as clean as possible as we want to see. But we have traded this one in the past before. When it is in play, it does trade clean. Right now, the pre-market action not looking too great. As you can see, just not a lot of volume, just not a lot of flow. And actually, all the volume seems to be sitting over in this area here, looks like. So again, not great volume this morning. That's what's causing the pre-market action not to be so clean. What else you guys have on your end? Let's look at some possibles. AMD. Let's see what AMD is doing today. AMD's pretty flat. 250,000 shares traded. Not much happening. Let's look at our MU. See what MU's up to. MU as well, pretty flat. Typical of MU to start this way. Not much happening here. Has an interesting daily chart though. So you can see this level has been very tough to crack. Every time it gets to 44, it sells off. So it's got a good daily chart. It looks like it wants to just head back down to at least towards this level here. So this is why these daily levels play such an important part. As you can see, it's kind of stuck within this range, right? Hitting the bottom down here and then hitting the top up here and just kind of bouncing back and forth. So here I'm looking at this as possible to get down to this level. You got a moving average here. If it does want to sell off, this can be a great area of possible support and profit taking. So MU's daily chart looks great. Not much volume at the moment. Before I get to my NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, what else you guys have this morning? Maybe something moving on news, something that you've been watching that looks somewhat interesting. All right, so we are getting RHE, which is a very low float. What's going on with RHE? RHE, I don't even see it on our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainer. So do they have the volume? Well, they actually do. They have some good volume, 685,000 shares traded. It is up 143%. That's interesting. How come it's not hitting these scanners over here on active or anything like that? So that's American Exchange. Okay, there you go. It's gonna be probably it's gonna be right over here. So it's not a nice or Nasdaq stock. That's why. But very active today, as you can see. Let's see some of the history on RHE. See what it does when it does get the volume. Looks like it's pretty good at selling off, not quite selling up. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, so not too great. Looks like every time it you have one day here where it actually pops up and it takes off all the way to 11, so that's nice. So we do have some levels we can find on this. Yeah, this is interesting. It's got good volume. We usually do not trade the American Exchange, but we'll keep this one on here just to see what it does and see if it's possible we can trade this morning. We have HAL. So HAL, let's see what we got going on here. Interesting. It is up 3.1, so that's nice. Doesn't have the volume quite just yet. Well, let's keep it on here. Any news on these guys? Earnings? All right, so yeah, let's keep that on there, see how that develops. KMB. So KMB also up 3.5. I'm sorry, 2.8. Not much volume, but they do have earnings as well. So let's keep it on here. It's interesting. See what's going on. Gapping up nicely. PIN. Yeah, what happened to PINS? PINS. They just opened up on Friday. Let's see what's going on here. So new recent IPO. Pinterest. Right now they got some good stuff going for them now. They're gapping up 2.8. So that's good. What's the other one that opened up also last week? There was another one too that was highly being expected. Oh, yeah, Zoom. That's the one. Yeah. ZM. Let's see what that's doing this morning. It's doing the opposite. Selling down 3.1 this morning. It's got some decent volume. Again, 2 IPOs that opened up last week. So let's put them down here. Again, with these recent IPOs, you got to be careful because they don't have much data. They don't have the level set. So we don't, we can't find really a lot on these. So that you got to be very careful on how you trade these and how you're going to find possible strategies to trade on here. Pins looks like it's getting some good volume here. 437,000 shares traded so far. It is up 3.1, so that's good. Zoom on the other side is down 3.2 and not much volume this morning. All right, let's go to our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. Let's see what we have in here. In the meantime, throw some stuff out here, guys, and we'll definitely take a look at it. Pretty slow on the gappers for this morning, so we'll see what we can dig up out of this top list. KEYW looks like a buyout on the 1 minute. Let's see the 5. Yeah, this looks like a buyout. So basically, guys, the price is just completely flat. You got tons of volume, 1 million shares traded, but it's all just flat at this price. I'm just gonna check Benzinga just to confirm that's the case. Let's go over here and let's what was that ticker? KEYW. I'm sorry, KEYW. All right, here we go. All right, so KEYW, what we got here? I don't see no news on it. I don't see nothing in regards to a buyout. So, but it does look like it's trading funky that way. But Benzinga doesn't have any news on here. So we'll see, but it's got to be a buy because look at the volume. Look, you see all this volume here, just not creating any price action at all. This is what you don't want to trade. You want to trade something that looks, has nice flow to it. All right. Next we have MBRX. MBRX is it's more of a penny stock really. It's just a couple of days ago it's popped up over $1. But as you can see here, it's got some good volume. I just don't know how tradable this is, right? Let's put it here next to RHE. MBRX. But again, just really careful with this one, guys. What's the float as well? Let's check that also. 22. So not as low flow as some of the ones we've seen where they're under 10, 2.4, whatever the case may be. But this one again, it's really trading like a penny stock. So you want to be very careful. It has some good volumes today. Let's see what is done in the last couple of days. Had a green day yesterday, had a nice pop to 120, hit this moving average, sold back down towards this level that seems to be, that was some kind of resistance at one point a couple of days ago. Broke through that, and now you got another possible resistance coming up at this level, which seems like it's the high of the pre-market as well. So Again, they're moving up nicely here, but again, we just got to be very careful because this is kind of like a penny stock. Been trading under a buck for the last 2 weeks or so. So be careful how with this one and how it moves. So we'll keep it on here. We'll keep watching. It's got some good volume. It's up 24.3. I wonder if there's any news on it. So let's just check just to see if we have anything good going on for this one. MBRX. MBRX, all right, so they have a FDA approval or something. Conference calls. Yeah, so they have some not approval. They have an FDA activity. So looks like they might be having a call about a possible FDA drug or something like that. So who knows on what that's gonna happen? Doesn't say it's approved yet, but it's got some activity which is causing this thing to be pretty active. All right, so KeyW is a buyout by Jacobs. All right, thank you, Sam H. Yeah, it looks like a buyout. I mean, you could clearly tell it is something that, let's go back to it. When you see that much volume, 1 million shares trading, it's all at one price, is definitely funky and some kind of buyout happening. Not really tradable. If it was a rumors of buyout, then that could create some actual action, but this one not really in play. All right, so FRXX. That's so weird. What do we have here? Huh. My 1 minute chart looks weird. That's 1 minute. But 5, I got some information. That doesn't make any sense. But here's the 5. 5 doesn't look good anyways. Doesn't have any volume. ARCI. ARCI. What do we got going on over here? Nothing happening. No volume. AKRX. It's got some volume, but this one is a little difficult to trade. Very choppy at the moment. So you can see this 5 is just all over the place, right? So this is pure chop. Although it's got good volume, 436,000 shares traded, it's really not creating a good pre-market action. Daily charts looks like it's just been selling off the last couple of days, popping up 13% now, but has not really been strong, really selling off now. So it was up even more. It was up over to 340, now heading down towards 311. It is shortable. Let's see what I don't think this is a low float. I don't remember. Yeah, this is not a low float. So we can watch this one. It's pretty active. We do have shares for short. It's been weak over the last couple of days. The one thing I do not like about this one is just this this chart right now. It's very, very choppy. Look, this is not a great pre-market action, but I do like the volume, and I do like the fact that you know, it's down quite a bit. Had a couple of down days. It's up 12.3, but it's down from the actual high of the pre-market. Clearly rejecting this 140, and it looks like it might want to go test the low of the pre-market and possibly head below $3. So looks interesting. Let's put that one on here. AKRX. It is not a low flow, but you still want to be very careful on how many numbers of shares you take in this stock that's lower price, right? It's priced at 309 right now, so you want to be very careful not to take more than the shares that your account allows you to. All right, so be very careful with that. Next, we have ALQA. Not much happening here. No volume. MDSO. No volume. At the moment, see what the 5 looks like. Yeah, it's just that's choppy. What else we have? FTEK. Nothing happening there. DTIL. Nothing going there neither. MBRX we have already. We'll take a look at that one again. More of a penny stock. Want to be very careful. It's got some really serious volume at the moment. KeyW is a buyout. We're not going to look at that. Next thing we have a AKRX. Selling off, we have that down there as well. TNXP we looked at before. This had a huge, they had a huge day. No, that was not it. Yeah, here it is. Had a huge day a couple of weeks ago, right here. So today looks like it was up 2.5. It's got some volume, 407,000 shares traded, but this pre-market action it looks a little funky. Look at this candle here, 5 minutes, 119,000 shares traded. Look at the next one as well. So again, not sure how tradable this is. This is also not a great pre-market action. Again, we want to see a flow to it, and we don't want to see this volume all in one candle, right? We want to see this spread out, creating a nice pre-market action. This right now is not creating one. PRPO is a penny stock. We see this often here. AMD is on here. We have AMD here as well. See what it does. Pretty flat right now. NASDAQ ETX volatility index here as well. So you can see what is it doing now. It's up 2.2. Tesla was in our gappers earlier. Earlier this morning when we opened up the chat room, was in our gappers at 8 o'clock, probably because it was down over 2% in this area here. Now it's down 1.8. It's got some volume. Actually, it could be a little interesting. Let's put Tesla on here. It's a higher price stock. I don't trade it, but Norm, I know you probably traded this one several times, right?
I really don't like trading Tesla. It for various reasons that I've discussed in the room, but I guess they had a parked car explode in Shanghai overnight.
Oh, that ain't good. Did not know that.
Yeah, that should be in play today, I would think.
Yeah, it's already down 1.8. I know earlier it popped up in our scanners when it went above 2, down 2%, probably in this area here. So yeah, this will be interesting to see how this reacts. I'm surprised only down 1.8 with some news like that, right? I would think this will drop a lot more. So we'll see what's going on here. And then what else we had? Then we have another NASDAQ ETF down here. So not much that looks great. Let's look over our gappers list. We have some more that's coming up here now. MDSO. Did we look at that one earlier? And yeah, MDSO, we have it here. MDSO, it's got some volume, just getting over 100,000 shares traded, but really choppy pre-market action. Daily chart looks so-so. It's gapping up 9%. Let me see if there's some news on here. Volume seems to start to be trickling in. Just want to check if we have some news on MDSO. Let's go to our Benzinga over here and let's check this out. MDSO. All right, what do we have? So considering US deals, including Metadata Solutions, whatever that company is. So it's got some news rumors of a possible deal happening. So that could be in play. It's just the pre-market action doesn't look great though. I mean, this is pretty flat. This is pretty crappy pre-market action. Volume is starting to pick up, 115,000 right now. It was below 80 when we looked at it just a few minutes ago. So I'm not sure about it. We'll put it on here. Let's see if it can continue to get some momentum now. It's getting above 100,000, so that's why it's hitting our scanners. It is up 9.7, and they got possible rumors of a deal happening with another company, Metadata Solutions. So could be interesting to see what develops there. Let's see what you guys got. BA has some news over the weekend. Thank you, Tyler. Let's check out how that's playing out. So this could possibly be a play for later on today if they have some news over the weekend. Was it negative or positive? I'm not sure what news they had over this weekend. I know they had another jet that had some issues last week. That really didn't affect much, though. I don't think it was a big situation. But I don't see no news as of this morning on BA. So, but again, right now, looking at the pre-market action alone, the volume is pretty low. It is down 1.3. So it could be something we can watch later in the midday or wait for it to hit our scanners. What else we got? What else you guys are watching this morning?
Hey, Carlos, can I just break in for 1 second here and say that the practice week starts this morning, and we know there's some issues. We're working with DAS to try to get it fixed.
Okay.
So we know about it, and we're trying to figure out what's going on.
All right, sweet. So
thank you.
We'll make sure, guys. I'm sure Norm and everybody's on top of that. Get it resolved as quick as possible. BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. All right, let's see what we got here. We got some levels. Let's remove these levels. And the reason I'm removing them is because since we've been chopping around here, you got the high and lows overlapping some of the levels we already have. So I'm just going to remove those and make this a little cleaner. All right, so they're up 1.5. Not much volume, though. Only 20,000 shares traded right now. Pretty crappy pre-market action. Are they doing earnings anytime soon? Let me see if BBBY has anything happening. Also, this morning, some news on management and Bed Bath & Beyond. You got the board forming some transformation and strategies review committee. So some management stuff happening. What was that?
They had some people step down too. They had earnings recently, I think in the last week or two, but their board's flipping over, like you're saying.
Yeah. So it, again, doesn't look too crazy right now. Pre-market action wise, volume is pretty low, so it could be in play later on, but at the moment, it's really not in play. All right, what else we have? My 1 minute chart is acting a little bit funky this morning. Don't know what's going on. All right. Okay, so it's Monday morning, so it hasn't woken up yet. It's getting the engines going. All right, so let's go through this list, guys. Let's see what we have here. Let's start from the top. Billy. Yeah, Kurt, yours too. Yeah, it's acting a little funky. I'm gonna go through this list, and I'm probably gonna restart before the open. I'm gonna restart the application just to be sure. we're getting everything as we need to. So Billy this morning, again, not much pre-market action, not great. Has some volume, 129,000 shares traded, but it's not really creating a nice flow here. That's what I'm not liking. It seems pretty choppy, especially now. So you can see some of these dotted lines all over the place here. You know, this is not great pre-market action. So I'm on the fence on it, but we're gonna find some levels for it. I do like the daily chart, although I don't have shares for short. You can clearly see right here, no shares for short. But the daily chart looks interesting for a possible short. Is that a situation where you have all these levels in here? Clearly it lost, whoops, that's too big. Clearly lost all these levels right here, right? It's kind of sitting right below us. So it's been losing this level. If it loses the next one, which we have here, the low from 2 days ago, you know, you got another level down here that you can possibly play. You also got another level down here before you get to this 15, right? That's a big drop. I don't think you get all the way down there today, because Billy doesn't move that much unless it's really in place. So it's got a nice daily chart like that. Let's mark the low of the pre-market sitting at 1651. Look how that 1651 is bouncing right up for this, right? It can also be, you know, if it holds this level here, holds the one above it, it can also head towards the previous day close. So the daily chart does look good. Although you have all this chop over here, I like the fact that it's sitting down at this level here. Hopefully you can crack that. And if you have shares for sure, you can take advantage of that. Then towards the bottom, below 1650, the next clean will be the 16. And then you have this moving average here that could possibly get there. Again, Billy doesn't move that much, so I don't think you're going to get a huge move out of it. And then towards the top, you got the previous day close, previous day high, and then above that, we have a moving average right here around 1770. I like this moving average because you also got several days confirming that 1770, right? So you got the moving average, you got this day here, you got this one, you got these all consolidating right on that there, that level, either opening or closing or even bouncing from it. And look at this drop. This drop comes right to it as well. So that 1770 could be a good area of resistance if it can get above the previous day close. But again, right now, pre-market action not looking great. I am going to remove it at the moment. If it pops up into our turbo breakdown, turbo breakup, we can look at it as we trade the open. AMD, I know AMD is going to get the volume. It's just, is it going to be in play or not? Let me remove these levels. Let's get some new ones. It's been chopping around here the last couple of days, so we have some levels already in place because of that chop. Low of last trading day, low of 2 days ago, and then below this, you have this one clearly right here, 26.98, almost 27. You got this moving average coming in here. Also, you can be on the lookout for that. Then if it can lose this 27, if it can lose that, what do we have down here? I like this level here, 26.17. And this level is nice because you got this day, you got this day here, and you also have this day using it as support, and you got, resistance and support here on these 2 days. So that 26.17 could play an important part if it can lose this 27, right? AMD right now, not really in play. It does have some volume, but you know, it probably is going to move with the market. The market looks like it's dropping, so it's already down quite a bit. The daily chart looks like it wants to probably head a little lower. Not biased on it, but just the way if you look at it, if we go back to look at the daily chart, it just seems like we might be, you know, heading down a little bit here. Who knows? So we're gapping down today, almost 0.5%. We got a moving average coming in here. If we can make a newer low, this can drag AMD down. So I'm gonna watch that one just in case. MU I have here as well, almost in a very similar situation as AMD. So I'm just gonna watch one of these because they're really not in play. I'm just gonna watch AMD just to have that on my list. I will look out for MU if it pops up into our scanners. HAL, let's look at this. There we go. All right, so what we have on HAL. HAL is, again, just the pre-market action doesn't look great at all on HAL. So I'm really on the fence on it. Let's remove the levels. We'll get some levels, but I'm probably not going to watch this one. Another one that I'm just going to wait for it to pop into our scanners. Or maybe we'll give it a little more time, but it just does not look great at all. It is a NYSE stock. NYSE stock tend not to have a good, clean pre-market action at first, and then can get going. We have towards the top 32.72 high of a couple of weeks ago. And then above that, we have a very clean level all the way up here. Possible gap that it wants to close, 33.74. So that's a nice level up there. Towards the bottom, you got the previous day close, previous day low. You have some moving averages coming in here as well. So be on the lookout for those. And then I like this level right in here of this date, 30.58. You got these 2 days using it as support. And then I'm going to mark down this moving average here. This is a good moving average. I think this is a 200 if I believe on the daily. That's 30 at 30.20. So again, but right now, pre-market action also not looking too great this Monday. It just seems things are getting a little tough time to get started. This does not look good at all. It's barely cracking over 100. I'm gonna leave it on here, but this might be one that I also remove from my list. KMB, we'll look at Roku next. Roku looks good for a short. Stock operator is mentioning it, so we'll look at that in a second. I'm gonna throw it down here just so we don't forget. KMB also another one, just doesn't really have the volume, right? It's gapping up nicely, 3.2. Let's get some levels in here in case it becomes active as we are trading the open. We have high of the pre-market sitting at 130.50. What do we have above that, if anything? All right, here we go. So we got another nice pop all the way up here, being confirmed by several days too. You got this one here, back at it, and then one more time, 134.55, 135 could be a good as well. And just look how our, again, pre-market is testing that here also, right? But again, if this stock doesn't get any volume, I mean, it's probably not going to be tradable. I mean, look at some of these candles, right? They're $2, $3. So you got to be really careful. So it's got to get the volume. Towards the bottom, we have the previous day high and low sitting all in this area in here. Do we have anything above? Try to get something within that 127 and where the lows is at now. Let's see if we can go back here. Just want to get something just in case, or is that the best? Yeah, actually that's the best. Oh, we got one right here. Yep, here we go. Right over here we have 126.25, so that's a good area as well. You can also see these days over here also around that 126.25, 126 area. Again, but no volume. So another one that I might drop off as soon as we get closer to the open. AKRX, let's get some levels in here. So actually the ones we have already are looking pretty good. 340, very close to the high of the pre-market, around 339. We have a moving average here coming down, but we also have a new level here that developed after. So we have 336 could be a possible new level, also very close to that moving average as well. Towards the bottom you got plenty. You got 301, you got previous trading day high and lows all in this area, previous day close. So I don't think you need to add any more on here. At the moment seems to has been losing some steam. It has some good volume, although this volume created some real chop here. Started to get a nice flow going, but then the volume just died out, right? So that we need volume for stocks to be in real good play and not not give us this funky trading. So just crazy. When it got the volume, it was choppy. Now it doesn't have the volume. It looked like it was trading well, and then volume just died down. So, but it still looks interesting. We'll keep it on here. Starting to get something going here. All right. Tesla also with the news of the car that blew up while it was parked. So that's gonna definitely ruffle some feathers this morning. Right now it's down 1.7. It's got some okay volume. 170,000 shares traded at the moment. So let's get. I'm just gonna remove these old levels. Get some new ones. Low of the pre-market sitting at 265.30, 29 to be exact. Then you have another level all the way down here at 258.86. Depending how people wake up this morning, if they want to, sell off. But this is a good level. This 258.86, a very strong level. It has not broken that. Here it cracked this. Look how it sells right back up. This one nearing it, and then also this one. This is a good example of how strong this level is, right? It was weak on this day, sells down, and then sells right back up once it hits this 258.86. Then towards the top, you got a previous day trading low right over here, previous day close. Then you got this 275 level, which has been a big resistance over the last 3 trading days, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Cannot crack that 275, so that's going to be a challenge for it today, especially with some possible negative news. So Tesla is looking good. Again, pre-market action looks all right. Volume is so it's picking up. So I do like that one. Higher price stock, I usually do not trade these, but today I don't see a lot that falls into my sweet spot between 20 and 80 and $100, right? So I'm not gonna be as picky with the price range. We can watch that one today. MDSO, guys, it's got the volume 194, but the pre-market action is still horrible. I mean, it's up 10%. It is shortable, but this pre-market action, I don't like it at all. It looks very choppy. I don't believe I ever traded the stock in the past, so not sure what to expect out of it. I've never seen it in the past. High of the pre-market sitting at 90.06. close to that 90 area. See what we got towards the bottom. We got a possible level in here. We got some days that we're consolidating around this area, 84, 94. Let's see what we have going back. It's all-time high. That makes it interesting. So looks like this is all-time high. This 189.95, 190.06 actually is all-time high. So that makes it interesting. Makes it worth watching and seeing what happens here. Towards the bottom, we have this level here, 81.15. You have the previous day lows and highs sitting around the low of the pre-market right now. So I'm not going to mark that. Previous day close right on there, and then you have other levels on the bottom here. All the moving average towards the bottom, as this is the all-time high that it did in the pre-market. So you know what, this is a little interesting. Still not great. What's the flow on this anyway? MDSO. We're at 57 million shares flow. So not a low flow. It's tradable. We can watch this. Now let's look at Roku. Roku was brought up by one of our members. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's remove this level. Roku's daily chart, though it's a bit choppy, is interesting because we're at this level one more time, right? We've been testing it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again here we're coming right back towards this area where it seems to just, again, slowly selling off, but not really getting below this level. So this is interesting. So we have a very nice level here, previous low from the last trading day right in here. Towards the bottom, I'm going to mark down this moving average. I think this is a 200, right? Sitting around 53.51. What do we have towards the bottom? Then we have another level down here around 51.06 from this date, right? Comes up, resistance, support, and then it takes off. So in a very interesting situation on Roku. We've been watching Roku over the last couple of days. I mean, it's just this support is continues to test this area here, and it looks like we're about to test it one more time. So not a great pre-market action. Again, the volume is not there, but I do like the daily chart. And since we don't have much to watch, I'm going to watch this possible for a short play if you have shares for short, or even a bounce play, right? It can get to this level and find great support and bounce like it has been the last couple of days. So interesting to see what Roku does here. Let's see what RHE is doing. So RHE is an American exchange stock. It's not a NYSE or NASDAQ. We usually do not trade these. So we got to be very careful, and because they might just trade slightly different. Every exchange has their little quirks and things like that. High of the pre-market sitting at 280. Above this, you can see we have some levels up here, 322, and then all the way up here, 455, and in between, 383. Towards the bottom, let's see what we got towards the bottom. Possible falling angel strategy. Again, we don't trade American exchange often. This one seems to be in play and has some volume. Actually, we had one last week, and when you looked at that one last week, I don't recall the exact ticker that it was. It had some really good volume, was gapping up nicely, but it traded horrible at the open. Actually, just sold off. Was not really in play. So again, just same thing here. Be patient, see if this is something that can actually be tradable. MBRX, again, I'm not gonna watch this one, guys. It's really more of a penny stock. It pops its head over $1 over the last couple of weeks. But again, it's got some crazy volume, 1.8, but I think this is a very tough stock to trade, very low price. What is the float on this? I believe is actually it's only 22, but again, I saw this trade last week. I didn't like the way it traded. It's very choppy. Just be careful with this one. I'm personally not going to watch it. But you know what, let's just get some levels. For the heck of it, let's find some levels in here. 143, 147 high of the pre-market. All the way up here we have another one at 173. Then you got this beautiful level here at 120. See how that was? Again, resistance the last trading day. You got a moving average coming in. And look how that, again, perfect example of how something becomes, right, resistance after it was support, right? Clear support at 120, resistance here, and then once it cracks, it takes off. So you got some good levels on here. Above that 147, you got 173. But again, guys, this is just not my style, so I'm not going to watch this one. Let's see what PIN is doing. PIN actually has a very nice pre-market action. 793,000 shares traded. This is good pre-market action. It's got a nice flow in here. Daily charts, not much to really watch on here besides the high of the pre-market now. We can mark the low of the pre-market, but not really much you can go on here. Again, these levels, guys, they're not really they're not really developed yet. a stock like this, if you are going to trade it, just be mindful. Probably scalping will be the best, possible situation to do in something like this, because you really have no levels to go by or no moving averages, right? Everything's just being developed now, kind of like Lyft. Let's see what Lyft is up to, by the way. See what's going on with Lyft. All right, so Lyft is also in a very interesting situation. Again, just dropped here nicely. This reminds me of our newsletter. If you're not signed up to our newsletter, please make sure you do so. A lot of good information on there. There's a little diagram about Lyft that I found pretty funny. So down here you can see it's been dropping, holding this 55, has not sold below 55, but it looks like we might be heading down to test it one more time. Again, not trying to be short bias on this one, but it's just the way it looks. You got a very strong support here, so interesting to see what Lyft does. And also, if you are going to trade Lyft, just be mindful of the spread. The spread on Lyft sometimes is horrible. We've seen it as high as 20, 25 cents, even 30 cents, and this thing can move with some serious volume. And then Zoom just kind of selling off here, not much to go by. Got the low of the pre-market down here, and that's all we really have on that. No more information. All right, folks, again, let's go through this list. It's not a lot to watch now. Anything you guys like that has popped up? MBIO. Wow. Yeah, MBIO was active. What this one? I forgot what this one had. It has some news about a cure or something like that.
Yeah.
This is the company?
There was news last week.
Yeah. So again, they went from $2, I think, post hours or after in the afternoon, right? They went from $2 all the way up to 11 or something. 10.50 looks like, and then now they're dropping. So again, not really in play for me. Its volume starting to pick up now. It is down 7%. I do have shares for short. Interesting. So we do have shares for short, but not that I would short anything like this. This is again, you want to be very careful in stocks that trade this way. All right, so let's make this smaller. Norm, anything I know you've been pretty busy, but anything that's caught your eye in what you've been doing?
Well, I usually don't trade ETFs, but I've got UGAZ on the radar. There's news out this morning. There's Secretary of State talking about Iran sanctions on exports of gas,
all right,
or oil. So UGAZ is up, and I might take a look at that just because of the lack of other things in play that I'm really liking this morning.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot on here, guys, but Norm is right. When I go through this list, it's a lot that I do not like. They're here just because they're pity plays right now. They're just here just to fill some of these columns. But we're gonna go through some of these rows. We're going to go through these. I'm not a fan of a lot of these on here. And some of them are there just for a possible. We'll go through it now so I can explain. So AMD, again, AMD, not a stock in play. Has the volume, but that's normal for AMD. I'm looking at it because if it does get the volume and the market drops, AMD can give you a nice play, long or short. But again, not really a stock in play. HAL we have on here, they've been gapping up 3.1, 114,000 shares traded so far. But if you look at this pre-market action, this is not the type of pre-market action you want to trade. So really, another one sitting here just for a possible. I do not like the way this looks, but we'll see how it trades at the open. KMB, also another one that's probably really, really bad. So I'm going to get rid of this one because this one doesn't even have the volume. So we put our levels in here just in case, right? It does the turbo breakdown, turbo breakup. We have it, but not really something that it's really in play. Also, if you are going to trade this stock, look at the range, right? Some of these ATRs are huge. We're going from 130 down to 123. That's a $7 move, so be very, very, very careful on that stock. So I'm going to remove it. Several reasons. Doesn't have the volume, and also it's just not really something that's really in play. Not creating a good pre-market action. AKRX also is very choppy. In here has some good volume, 479,000 shares traded. Here the volume has died down, but it's still not looking very choppy. It looked like it was going to get a little active here and pop up, and then it just started selling off again. So again, not really something that's in play. I have it on here as a possible. It's got some good volume. Daily chart is interesting. It's been selling off, and it's just kind of popped back now. But again, at the pre-market after hitting 340, it's just been selling off. So it's not really showing us anything that looks great at the moment. Tesla's pre-market action is probably one of the best ones that this morning, and even this doesn't look as great, right? So it kind of tells you what kind of morning we're in. This is the type of day that you're not going to force anything. You're going to sit back. You're going to wait your 5 minutes. You're going to wait your 10, 15 minutes. And it could be a day where you don't take no trades, right? If your sweet spot is between 9:30 and 10:30, and you don't find something good between that time that looks clean for you, it's okay to say, you know what, guys, I'm not going to trade today. Maybe I'll take some simulation trades, right? And come back tomorrow. It's that type of day, right? There's no need to rush. We're technical day traders, and if you don't see your technical signals, don't take the trade. Go ahead, Norm.
Yeah, play safe today, guys, because it looks like it's going to be a weekday, and I know there's a lot of schools on spring break up where you are, right, Carlos?
Yes, actually, this week is where it's weird. Half of the state did last week, and then the other half is like doing this week. So my daughter's off actually this week. Yeah.
It's Passover. It's the day after Easter. There's not a whole lot of news going on, so just play it safe and don't force trades today. Is what my mindset is.
Yeah, exactly. So, especially we're coming off from a short week of not trading Friday. So you come in like, you're ready to go. You're excited. We're back to trading, but definitely try to control those emotions. MDSO also another one that's again just got some volume. Look at this pre-market action. This is just crappy, guys. There's nothing good here happening. I'm gonna keep it on here because it is up 11.7, and this is an all-time high here as well. So hopefully it can get a better pre-market action going for us. Well, it does have the volume, 243,000 shares traded, starting to pick up a little bit here. So hopefully we can get something good out of that. And then last but not least, Roku. Roku also doesn't have good pre-market action, doesn't have the volume. But what I do like is the daily chart on Roku. So it's in a situation where it can, squeeze from here. If it can hold this level where it's at right now, pre-market low. Look how many times this thing's been tested. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we see that at Roku, and Brian's been trading this strategy. I think he traded it on one of these days here. I don't recall which one. We've been waiting for this strategy to kind of sell off a bit, gives us a nice double bottom, and we take it up for a squeeze, right? We've been trading that strategy. Actually, I think we did it. We might have done it Friday in this area here. I think actually he did do it Friday. He did it right in this area. So that's the strategy we're looking for on Roku, because this level that's at now is pretty strong. So. And then HRE, again, this is a American Exchange stock, so be very careful. Not a typical stock that we trade, so we want to be careful on how many shares we take. It is a lower price stock. Well, what's the float? I don't think it was a low float. Actually, it is. It's 1.4. So very low float, guys. Be very, very careful. All right, guys. Unless anybody, hold on. CGC is popping up. So CGC up 2.4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we can throw CGC here. Looks like it's active. 102,000 shares traded. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this one as a possible if it hits our scanners. Today's one of those days where I'm probably going to be looking at our scanners a lot, just to see if anything pops up there. All right, guys, so that is what we have. I have one too many. I'm probably going to get rid of either MDSO or like a HAL. I'm going to get rid of HAL. I like CGC better just because I'm watching 6. Does not mean that these 6 are really great. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But CGC, I like CGC. So I want to watch that one. Let's get. I'm going to remove these levels. Let's get some fresh ones. I have the pre-market. Let's mark that down right now, although it looks like it might want to crack it. Sitting at 45.77. Low of the pre-market sitting at 45 on the dot. 45.77. Let's bring this down a bit. Right over here. Yep, that's good enough. What we have towards the top. Towards the top, we have a possible right in here. There's 46.86. You got several days opening and closing around this area here, here, here. Look at all these days using this as support right here. Right, so that's good. And then you have also these days closing right around this area also. So that 46.86 is nice. If we can get above the high of the last trading day, possible 48.63. You can see it's been a huge resistance for these days here. So not this one, but these 3. All right, folks. So that is our list. Good morning, Brian. Hey, good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Good morning, everybody. I'm good. Hope everyone had a great long weekend.
Yes, we did.
Likewise.
Good.
I'm going to hop off in just a second, guys, but don't forget, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Brian and I are doing an Ask Me Anything together, so it should be fun. It is, I believe the link's already created on YouTube, so put a reminder on it and come check us out.
Yep, absolutely. Actually, we'll send the link out It'll be on our YouTube, but we'll post the link if you don't have it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, guys. Again, one of those days where you want to just, step your foot off the gas. Be careful. Wait for the setups. Wait 5 to 10 minutes and don't push anything. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.
Good morning. Have a good morning.